Hello friends, this is the tutorial for turning your K-cups or K-pods into starter planters. Now before I get started, just a little disclaimer, you are going to need some extra materials like soil and seeds. I am asking that you do not make an extra run to a place like a market or a place like Home Depot to get these items. Just please be safe. Maybe instead of going to a place like that, when you make a grocery run, see if they maybe have them at your local grocery store when you make a needed and necessary grocery run. Well, they may be putting these items out around this time of year. You also may have more K-pods than you know what to do with. You're probably not going to be able to turn every single K-pod you have into a starter planter. But you can still save these up because there will be some options to recycle these that I will tell you about at the end of this video, both on your own and here at the church. Okay, so some of the materials that you need, obviously you'll need used Keurig cups or K-pods. You'll need some potting soil that I have right here. You will need a few seeds, so I don't know if you can see this here, but I have some pepper seeds, or you can do flowers. And you will need something to disassemble your K-cup. I do not recommend using scissors or any kind of knife or X-Acto knife. It's very tricky, it's very messy, and I don't want you to hurt your beautiful fingers. One tool that I have found to work just amazingly is this Recycle a Cup tool that I have right here. These things can be found on Amazon. You can buy two, I think for 12 or 13 bucks, and then you can buy I think 4 for like 20 bucks, but they come in either packs of 2 or 4. So if you only need one, maybe go in on a pack of 2 or a pack of 4 with a few other people, and you can save some money. But these will be just a lifesaver when it comes to recycling these, because they can be very difficult to disassemble without one of these tools. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your K-cup and you'll take your tool, and all you have to do is just slide it onto here so it sits on top of the K-cup, and then you'll notice these green buttons. All you have to do is press them and hold on tight. Turn, you'll hear it maybe crack a little bit as it's opening up, and then that'll come right out there. There is your coffee grounds, and there's your K-cup, ready to be planted. Now, if you're wondering what you can do with these leftover coffee grounds, you can, if you take these apart and take the grounds out, they can actually be used for composting. The filter can also be used for composting as well. That will break down. And then once you remove the filter, you can recycle the little bit of plastic that is at the top there. Okay, so once you have your empty K-cup here, it is ready to be filled. So we'll take a little bit of potting soil here, just fill it up. You don't want to pack it too tight. I actually made that mistake myself. So you want to fill it close to the brim, but don't pat it down with the spoon. Kind of let it sit somewhat loosely at the top. So that's about what it looks like when it's filled there. Then you'll want to take just one of your seeds. Oop, lost it there. One of your seeds. Oh, a little blurry, there we go. And I would suggest planting more than one. I would say definitely plant 2 if you want to sort of have some extra just in case. Plant 3. You never know if one won't actually end up growing. So I have 2 right here. And then just find something, I'm just going to use the bend of my spoon, but maybe something a little pointier just to push the seed maybe about 1/4 of an inch down below the soil, and then maybe just use that to cover it up a little bit. And remember, don't pack it down or it will struggle to bloom through the hard packed soil, especially when you water it and it settles a little bit. So now you have your K-pod starter planter. And if you do a bunch of these, maybe set them in a box or set them in a Tupperware container and just get a spray bottle, and all you need to do is spray them, I'd say twice a day. If you spray them in the morning, spray them in the evening, just keep the soil moist. Even when they sprout and grow, continue to keep the soil and the leaves moist with a spray bottle with water. So there you go. This is your K-pod starter planter. My guess is these will probably sprout in about a week to a week and a half, depending on what you plant. And once they have they've sprouted enough, you can plant them in your garden somewhere. I hope you enjoy this little project. Maybe it's a thing that you can do with your family together at home. If you're wondering if you can, once you plant the flowers or the vegetables you grow, what can you do with the remaining plastic? So one thing you can do is you can just keep it and use it as a starter planter again. You can collect a whole bunch of them and just kind of reuse them. The other thing you can do, once you have actually taken the top off and you've removed the coffee grounds and the filter and all that, this bottom part is actually extremely recyclable. So all you have to do is make sure you look on the bottom here, see if you see the recycle number. If it has one of those, you can actually throw it straight into your recycling. The other option, like I said in the beginning of this video, if you have too many K-pods to make all these starter planters and you have a bunch of leftover ones, we are actually going to be purchasing some TerraCycle boxes. And TerraCycle is a company in New Jersey that will recycle items that are either extremely difficult to recycle or our current waste program or companies in Chester County won't recycle them. And they make a box specifically for K-pods and coffee pouches and coffee cups. So we are going to have at least one of those in the church building. So if you have a bunch of extras that you don't know what to do with, don't throw them out. Please don't throw them in your trash. Bring them to the church when we resume gathering in person, and you can just dump the whole K-pod, not having to take it apart at all. Just dump that into the box. We will send that box to TerraCycle, and they will do the work to recycle it. They'll use the grounds, they'll use the plastic and everything without having to throw it away and add to the landfill. So this has been your K-pod planter tutorial video. I hope you enjoy this little project, and thank you so much for joining us in adding to the beauty of God's creation as a part of Westminster's Care for Creation initiative. Happy planting, friends.